Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital, or welcome to the channel as well if you're new. And welcome to this new altcoins update. If you're new to the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to do a full update on altcoins in general. All right. So how we're going to do that is I'll show you a lot of things, all right, that have actual value. And then we will mainly focus on this chart. That's the others chart. That's the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 coins, right? So this gives you a good idea of how altcoins in general are behaving. There's always going to be altcoins that underperform. There's always going to be altcoins that overperform or outperform, my apologies. But this is the general, all right? And we're going to be quite optimistic. Now, I would say as well that on Tuesday, I made a video on altcoins, and what we said back then was correct, right? What I said there, it was actually pretty, and I hate to say this because it feels like bragging, which I'm not trying to do that, and hopefully most of you know that. But what I said, we had this fair value gap right here, and what I said is that, you know, we're going to drop down into that, get a strong reaction there, reclaim the yearly rolling VWAP, and we're golden. And you can see we got a very strong reaction there. Which we expected the reaction, right? I did not say that we were going to get a strong reaction. I said, wait for the reaction and then we'll know more. We got a strong reaction. We got some great news yesterday with crypto being potentially included for 401ks in the United States. So fundamentally, that's great news, right? And I think that has caused the move above this very important level. You can see not only is it a very respected level, it's also the 30-day and a yearly rolling VWAP, which means that at this point of time, others is trading above all the relevant VWAPs right here. We've had a high volume, especially for August, by the way, a high volume break above the most important level, which is around $280 million, which, like I said, is that very respected resistance level or key level, and the yearly rolling VWAP. And we did that with quite a lot of momentum, with some magnets to the upside still. I mean, you can see some of there's a major imbalance right here at $300 and $304 billion. And not only did we get good news yesterday, which helped us with the breakout. Now, I would say the general fundamentals right now in the markets are actually quite good as well. For altcoins specifically. I mean, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is still relatively bearish, and that actually respected a strong resistance level quite well, which is the first time in a while we've seen something like that, and now we're testing the lows, so that's going to be very interesting to say the least. But the stock market has also rebounded or has also found support pretty well and seems strong enough to get some continuation higher, which obviously is great because that is correlated to the crypto market. And we see a Coinbase Bitcoin premium returning, and we saw some great reactions of altcoins to the news that they got, right? So I made a video on Chainlink just a couple of minutes ago that got a beautiful reaction after the announcement of a Chainlink reserve that they're building. And a reaction like that is something you also do want to see. So therefore, look, should you 100x long altcoins right now? I don't think so. I think it's quite likely that we are still from this resistance, especially in August. I think we're still going to get a retrace here. But I do think in general, we're going to hold the breakout here above $280 billion, unless we get some super bearish fundamental news. That's not what I expect. So I think we'll be able to hold that breakout. I think we're going to find continuation at least into $300 and $304 billion, where we have that major resistance level. As you can see, what is this? Well, okay, where we have that major resistance level, and then we'll talk again, all right? I think it's going to be hard to break above that. It's a very strong resistance level. So that's also why I'm telling you, you know, maybe it's better to long altcoins a little bit lower. But we have a chance to break above that, especially if you take a look at how the Bitcoin dominance is looking, right? But that is something I'll keep you updated on a little bit later. For those of you who are still sticking around, let me tell you some of the altcoins that I'm personally looking at. I'm still positioned in Litecoin. I still think Litecoin is looking great. I actually still think Link is looking great, even though it has already rallied a lot, but okay. Lido DAO, I think is a great coin, and I'm looking for an entry on that. And Aptos also gained a lot of momentum. So those are some pointers of where to look. But those are my thoughts for now. That's what I think you need to know. So very much thank you for watching. Have a great weekend in advance, and bye.